Hi, I'm Jo from Specialist Language Courses. We are OET premium preparation providers here to help you prepare for your OET exam. In this video, we're going to look at time referencing and how we can use it in OET writing. The material in this video is taken from our online course, OET Preparation for Nurses, Writing. It's a MOOC recently released by SLC on the Udemy platform, which has been specifically designed for nurses who want help with the OET writing test. So check out the link below. So let's check out time referencing. So what do we know about time referencing? Have a little think about this question here. What is time referencing and how important is it in OET writing? Well, time referencing are phrases, and they're phrases that we use to make the timeline clear, so when things happened. We also use these phrases to present information clearly so that the reader can find information easily. It also improves the overall cohesion of your letter so that the information that is presented is well connected and presented. Let's take a look at some examples. Have a little look at this example letter. Pause the video and see if you can identify all the time referencing phrases in this letter. Okay, let's take a look. So if we look here, obviously the dates are time referencing expressions as well, which is very, very important for making the reader understand when things happened. But we've got phrases like on admission, post-operatively, after discharge, and currently. Have a think about what is the effect of these phrases? How would the letter be if they weren't included? So yes, they really, really add to the letter. What do they tell the reader? Well, they tell the reader when things happened and when things need to happen. For example, after discharge. This clearly expresses to the reader that this action needs to happen once they've been discharged. The use of currently clearly presents to the reader that this is the current situation at the moment. This is how they are mobilizing at the moment. These expressions here on admission and post-operatively give a clear indication as to what happened in the past and that the care that the patient has already received and when. Okay. Let's take a look at some time referencing phrases that you could use in your OET letters. So here we've got a variety of time referencing phrases that would be really useful when describing hospital treatment and post-discharge treatment needed. So the phrases that are useful here are during hospitalization, on admission, so to talk about what happened the moment that they were admitted. So this could be, depending on how long the hospitalization is, 5 days ago, or maybe even a couple of weeks or months ago, depending on the case. Prior to the operation and after discharge. Here are some more. So these are some good time referencing phrases that talk about the sequence of things, if they happen before, if they're happening at the moment, what happened next, what's going to happen in the future. So phrases such as previously, at present, currently, and subsequently. Have a look at these extracts from a set of case notes and look at the phrase that's written here. On admission, he underwent a total right hip replacement. So here the phrase on admission expresses when the action happened. Now we've probably already mentioned the date of admission, maybe in the previous paragraph. Okay, we perhaps said, was treated for fractured right neck of femur, for example, following a fall. We then want to talk about what happened in hospital. And so we would say, what happened on the day of admission? Well, on admission, he underwent a total right hip replacement. Then we've got the discharge plan here. Have a little think about what phrase you could use before expressing the discharge plan. Would you add any other time referencing phrases? Let's take a look. So here's one that I've done. After discharge, it would be appreciated if you could monitor the wound site and assist with his daily activities. On the 19th of February, his staples are due to be removed. So here you've got two different time referencing phrases to talk about post-discharge care. The first one is general care that you're asking the reader to do. And the date is very important because it's talking about the specific date after discharge when the staples need to be taken out. Top tips for time referencing phrases. So here are some things that you can do in your study time to help improve your use of time referencing phrases. Look at sample OET letters for examples. Very important to write example sentences in a range of contexts. Think about creating a list of useful phrases, and you can split it up into different categories. For example, hospital treatment, post-discharge treatment, and things like that. Notice also how time referencing phrases can indicate what tense to use. So for example, if you're talking about on admission, it's something that happened in the past, so you probably need to use past simple. Thanks for watching. If you want help with your OET writing, including time referencing phrases and much, much more, just click the link in the description box below and enroll on our course. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips and strategies for OET success. See you next time. Bye.